is the dog trot log cabin built by John L. Wilson and his wife, Martha Sandifer Wilson, who came to Texas in 1845, and they built this cabin in 1846. And it was moved to this location probably about 15 years or so ago.
A native of Georgia.
He was born in Georgia. She was born in South Carolina. They married in Mississippi in 1826 and then came to Texas about 19 years later. So this is the grave of your second great-grandmother, Martha W. Walton Crass Northcutt. She married William D. Northcutt. They were born in Tennessee. She was born in 1842 in Tennessee and died here in 1918 in Belton. Her daughter, of course, is Maddie Martha Josephine Northcutt Wiseman. So that's your great-grandmother. This is her mother. Now, the Waltons, they didn't found Walmart, but the Waltons were a very, very prominent family. Their home is still in Tennessee. I'd love to go back there. It's on the National Historic Registers. And we have received a note from the people that bought them that if we're ever back there, we're all invited to see the home. It's fabulous. You can see it online, and I have a picture of it. Her family were very prominent physicians, and they also served in the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812, but they were surgeons. Anyway, that's about all. This is her picture. William D., I have not been able to find, and I don't know what happened. So I did find in a census of 1900, he was in prison for attempted murder. But they pardoned him, and that's the last we've heard. So he was from 1839 to, they said 1900, but I found no death certificate. I don't know. Now her mother, the Crasses, they also came here, very prominent. They're buried here too. I found it kind of at the last, so I don't know. She came, her mother, Martha Walton Crass, came also with her sons to Texas. And the Crasses were quite prominent out here too, but I don't know at this point where they're. But I found her mother on the census, so all of them, would all come together. Especially, you didn't leave your mother behind if she was a widow. You brought her with her. But anyway, this is your second great-grandmother, the Wiseman side, of course. So this would be Iona's grandmother? Yes. This is John Samuel Wiseman. He was born in March of 1816 in South Carolina. He's your third great-grandfather. He died here in June of 1902. He was 86. He had 3 wives, Louisa Watkins, and the other ones are listed here. Louisa Watkins is your third great-grandmother. So he came to Belton with his wife, Louisa Watkins Wiseman, in 1854. He was a blacksmith and a wheelwright. So the headstone was erected by the Wiseman Reunion, and photos compliments of Billy Ray Wiseman of Tilton, Georgia. So here's his, so with your grandmother, great-grandmother, third great-grandmother, he had 5 children. Doc Wiseman, Henry Doc Wiseman was one of his sons, and he was married in the home of his father, Daniel Wiseman. Now, he's not here, he's back in South Carolina, but that's about the second, it's one of the early generations of the Wisemans. So he had 5 children with Louisa, and they're listed back here. Frances Catherine in 1837, John Thomas in 1840, William Henry, that's Doc, in 1843, Lorena Jane in 1846, and Luvincia in 1849. So then he had 2 children with Rachel E. Cavness, Joseph Decker in 1858, and Edward Samuel in 1869. Then his third wife was Elizabeth A. Cleveland, and he had Nanny B., 1874, Charles C., 1876, Benjamin, 1878, and Walter C., 1881. So he had 3 wives and many children. Yeah. But, oh, let me read. So this was his obituary in the Belton newspaper, or whatever it was. Reported Friday, June the 6th, 1902. John S. Wiseman, this venerable patriarch, one of the first settlers of Belton, Monday evening passed over the river to rest under the shade of the trees. He was born in Edgefield, South Carolina in 1816, but came to Texas in 1853 and to Belton in 1854. He was exempt from war service and was left behind as a home guard. Of his children, 8 survive him. Of course, this was a long time ago. He was a member of the Methodist Church. His life was long and eventful, as would be natural for all those who came to this frontier country in the early days of the statehood of Texas. To all the bereaved, we extend heartfelt sympathy.